stuff in the press recently about Englishtown. And while I do believe in redemption, and while I do believe in forgiveness, I think the two worst things on earth are murderers and rats. And I think having a councilman be appointed, no disrespect, it's just what you did are the two things that are the most unforgivable things. If you didn't roll over on those people, you'd still be sitting in prison. And, you know, I'm sorry about other things that have happened in your life, and believe me, I really do feel bad about that. But as far as being appointed to any sort of governing body, it was a slap in the face to the families of the people that you murdered. All right, it wasn't an accident. It wasn't a DUI. It wasn't, you know, you had some shoddy construction that you did, and you know that collapsed or anything like that. There was nothing accidental about what you did. You purposely killed people, and you rolled over on them on top of it. All right.
Do you live in this town, sir?
Excuse me?
You live in this town?
Doesn't matter.
I'm empty.
You're really not welcome here. Have you know that?
The gentleman has the floor for his 3 minutes. Please let him have his time.
I came out from my meeting for my town.
He is allowed to comment. Let him have his time. He will finish his.
Like Sonny said in the movie, there's just nothing worse than a rat. And then you add murder on top of it. You know, I'm sorry that this is upsetting to the residents, but you know, if this man had sitting here and it was the tides were turned, and he was a drug dealer who had flooded the community with heroin pills and fentanyl, this conversation would not be having. All right. I do question the ethics of empowering such a person. I don't know enough about this town to sit there and say, okay, it's a scam or it's a scheme or anything like that. I'm not going to accuse anybody because, again, I just don't know enough. But I certainly, as I said, would question the judgment of a governing body who allows a murderer and a rat to be empowered.
Repeating yourself now.
Have a great night, everyone.
Yeah, take your dog with you too and leave.
Would anybody else like to comment?
Yes, my name is Edward Lefty Grimes. I'm with SativaCross.org. We're a 501c3 here in New Jersey, fighting for disability rights and cannabis patients' rights.
Guys, please give the speaker his time, please. Go ahead.
Can I have my time back, please?
Yes, please reset the clock.
That guy that just spoke is a failed activist in New Jersey. We have nothing to do with him. There's a reason why nobody has anything to deal with that guy. He's a complete idiot. I support you. I believe God has given you a second chance in life. I believe in redemption. I believe in second chances. Church is not a museum for saints. It's a hospital for sinners. Pastor Tim from Liquid told me that, and that stuck with me. That's really good because God's given you a second chance, and I believe you're on a mission from God. I believe you are, and I don't think you're going to take it lightly. The mayor has made a great choice with you. I believe in you. I think you're going to be better than most of the politicians in New Jersey. Believe me. So yeah. I'm very sorry to hear about your daughter. I am a medical cannabis patient because I was on opiates for 10 years. I have a artificial disc, L4, L5. I have a fusion, L5S1. I have a 2-level cervical. I was on opiates for 10 years, and it took me 10 months to get off those opiates that the doctors gave me. The roxicodone was 90 milligrams every 3 hours. If you know about roxicodone, that's a lot. 90 milligrams of roxy every 3 hours is an amazing amount. So they were trying to kill me. So to get off that amount, it took me 4 times. I was in the fetal position 3 times. I failed. The 4th time, I was able to get through it by using cannabis and alternative treatments. When I had this 2-level cervical fusion, I was afraid. It was a couple of years ago. I was afraid that they were going to put me back on opiates. But by the grace of God, I did not take any opiates for this 2-level cervical. I had cannabis oils, suppositories, edibles, and that got me through this surgery. I was amazed. I didn't think that it would get me through it, but it did. So when people tell you cannabis cannot replace opiates, it absolutely can. It's a cure for opiate addiction in New Jersey. So I support you. I think more people should support you. There's a lot of fake Christians out there, and I don't think he's here tonight. So I'm glad he's not here, because there was another guy that was supposed to come here and give you a hard time. And I'm like, no, you're not going to give him a hard time because you claim to be a Christian, but you don't believe in second chances. No, then you're a fake Christian. You have to give people second chances.
Do Christians give drugs to their girlfriends?
Hey, this is my time.
This is his time. We gave you your time. This is his time to use.
So we do a podcast, and we end our podcast like this. It's written in. This is written in World War I. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Yeah, I don't get my name. I know Englishtown respects that. You know, the right for anonymous communications. It's under the First Amendment. So I don't get my name. I don't get my address. I'm a big First Amendment activist. I do a lot of activists. And to second what this gentleman said, that's a failed activist. He started in September. He's already been arrested a couple times. And one of the things I say is in this country, you're only as free as knowing what your limitations of what you can and can't do. When you do this kind of activism work, you have to know what you can and can't do. And if you cross the line, it winds up being harmful for the other activists who walk the line and do it appropriately and respect the law and expect respect in return for knowing what the law is. Now, I'm sure some of you know me. I've been here before. John, thank you for that treat. That was nice. We have a problem with things, but we'll talk about it. You know, maybe we'll talk after this meeting again. But I respect you. I have a huge problem with the security detector. Normally I give towns hell for that because it's intolerable to surrender a constitutional right to assert another one. Simmons versus United States says exactly that. It's intolerable. As I come here to express my First Amendment right, I don't want to violate my own Fourth Amendment right by going through that. But I'm not going to give this town hell for that because considering the backlash that apparently is here, I'm not going to worry about that here because it's more. It's fine. I want to say congratulations, John. Congratulations to the other new council members. I wish everybody the best here in Englishtown. And I mean, I guess that's kind of about it or whatever. I was going to talk to you, John. I was going to kind of give you a little bit of stuff with, let you know why I'm here. But I'm not going to, after what he did, that was just very disgusting and a little shameful. And I do believe in redemption. I do believe in second chances. Everybody has needed a second chance once or twice, you know? So I'm a little, kind of just switch my whole gears up, maybe do a 180. So whatever, maybe I'll come back next time and I'll address the things that I wanted to address. But for right now, I just want to say that failed activists makes it harder for the rest of us, which makes it harder for everybody in a whole. So I guess that's kind of about it. I don't really have anything more to say. That is good. It does taste good. Thank you. You buttered me up by doing that. You did. No, you did. And once the cop told me out there that he watches my videos, I said to hell with that. You know, because when you're nice to people, it gets you a long way. It really does. You know, when after meetings, when I speak to some council members, they come up, we have a conversation. Those are, you know, I kind of expect that from you guys as public officials, whether I live in this town or I don't. You know, the things that public speakers come up and say, these people, everybody gets determined how much of public interest is valued in the 30 checkpoints.
I think it's the amount of resources. I understand
He's
that.
recording everyone as we leave.
Oh, that's
So it's
that's
not
the failed
comfortable
activist.
with
He's
that.
allowed to.
He's allowed.
Just ignore him.
Yeah, just ignore him.
Yeah, just ignore him.
He is allowed.
I'm recording too, but I'll record him if it makes you feel better.
Just ignore him.
I can record him.
Why don't you take out your camera and show
Yeah, take out your camera, record him.
Record him and say,
And we'll do
and make sure you see how loud.
We'll have a record party.
Came here from Jackson, that's all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You could do that, but you know, he wants to react.
Yeah, he wants you to react.
That's what gives him the content.
Yeah.
Then he goes and he posts.
Don't give him any content. Don't give it to him.
So when you don't give this guy content, you walk away a winner every time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He is.
Yeah.
They always do that. I always.
All right, let's go do it.
Yeah. That's it.
So I'm a failed activist now, huh?
They felt very nervous. You made them nervous.
What do you mean now?
No, yeah, you were always a failed activist.
Ever since you started. Right? The time I got arrested, Don, I was illegally arrested. My lawyer just filed a federal lawsuit for a 1983 deprivation of civil rights lawsuit, right? Because of I was arrested illegally. When you get arrested, it's because you don't understand how to follow laws. You don't know how to read signs. You think you have the right to go wherever you want, film wherever you want. There's a reason why you started in September, because you don't know what you're doing. You have
Dude,
no
you've been doing
idea.
this for a couple of months and you're just a little bitch.
So now I've been doing it for months and I'm a bitch?
Yeah. You're sitting here, you're riding around.
You're not just a
riding
failed
around,
activist, you're a failed person.
I'm a failed person.
Yeah,
okay?
everything about you is
Yes,
like
Mr. Dope Fiend who still gets his opioids and sells them to people, and this clown who goes around here. Do you realize, close to you caused more damage to medical marijuana patients in the state of New Jersey than the state of New
Were
Jersey?
you one of them? Then I'm glad. If you're one of them, I'm glad.
I love how he's never tried to talk shit.
I know,
I've talked
he's
shit to
such
this
a
guy.
loser,
I've
bro.
talked shit to this
This
guy
guy's a
every time I-
loser. He's a loser.
What are you talking about? You came to my house and you were sitting there like,
Yeah.
quiet
And what did Christo do? And what did Christo do? He
He
humiliated
made you his
you.
bitch.
He
He made you his
made
bitch.
for 3 hours.
And you're back for more.
3 hours.
And you're back for more.
gave
Like
you
a bitch.
He told
Like a
you
little
exactly.
bitch. You're back for more.
When we left, you told me I was welcome back whenever we want.
You're back for more like a little bitch.
Because you're bored.
You're bored. You have no life.
What is it, your wheelchair
You have
only
no
fits you when
life.
You need the sympathy?
You have no
You have
life.
no idea what my life is.
You have no life.
Okay, yeah. Sit there,
That's why you're
got your
here.
little-
That's why you're here,
got your
begging
little
Christo
medical-
for some attention.
Begging
Getting some
Christo for anything.
attention from Christo.
I told you.
Loser.
This is the guy that's coming from Jackson.
He's a failed
Yeah, he's a failed activist and a loser.
Excuse me, just
A
take it
loser.
to the camera.
You're assaulting him. Now you're going to assault people as they're leaving, really?
Don't be assaulting.
You should push charges against him. Press a charge against him. I got it on camera.
Police report at least.
Good luck with that.
All right, everyone have a great night.
How little we know, how little we change.
Have a great night, guys.
Have a good night, brother.
This from a scumbag who sits there in front of the State House, ruining people's lives, sitting there thinking that he's doing something as an activist. All right.
When you do your First
I'll tell
Amendment
you what.
auditing, listen, motherfucker.
Let's go see your.
When you
Let's
do-
go
when
take
you
a look
do-
at your car. Let's go see what you're driving around.
When you do your
Mr.
First
Nice and high.
Amendment auditing, right?
Yeah.
Just listen to me for a second. Understand, like I said before, you are only as free in this country of knowing what you can and can't do. You constantly step over the line, you break the law, then you get arrested.
You have no idea what that even means.
Obviously, you don't.
You think you can control this
To think
narrative?
that I don't means that you don't understand what I'm saying.
You're just a noisy fucking punk. All right. I sat there. I got arrested at Monmouth County Jail. Absolutely.
You got arrested because you're an idiot.
No, I got
You're an
I got
idiot.
arrested because
You don't know how to
I
play the
exceeded their
game,
authority.
idiot. Idiot.
You don't know how to follow
You're
the
in
law.
this.
And you're
you're in
Christo's
this to
bitch.
sue people. You're in this to sue people.
I can't sue anyone who doesn't.
Who
If
have
you
I
violate
sued?
my rights,
Who have I
right?
sued?
If you violate my rights, then you've opened yourself for litigation. What you do is you
Yeah.
violate your own self by getting
No.
arrested when you're not supposed to.
Video
you walk
speaks
into
for
parking
itself.
lots that say nobody's allowed here, police only.
No.
and you
It's
walk
already
in.
been established
How many
that
times
that's
have you
open
been
to the
arrested
public.
since September when you started?
Once.
Once?
For
You're
filming
and
at
you're
my-
proud of that? I've only been arrested once, and it was illegal. And I have a federal lawsuit, 1983, filed on April 1st.
Let's see
That's
what
what
you
an
get-
activist
let's see
does.
what you get out
I
of
am
it.
what an activist looks like. You are a failed activist and a
You
failed
don't think
person.
that I'm gonna
You come
sue
here
them?
to start shit. You come here to start shit.
No.
How many fucking chances have you needed in life?
Yeah.
Literally, because I don't think it's just two.
You should get a
No,
second
I
chance.
just
too.
haven't really needed
How many
any
chances have you
chances.
had?
No, you're just that good. You walk the line.
No, I just haven't fucked around and tried to find that.
I just gave you an example where you fucked around and found out.
Oh
Now
yeah.
you have to go to court. Now you have to go to court because you don't know how to follow law.
Yeah. The difference is that my 1983 lawsuit, when it is filed,
When it is filed,
When it is
no, shut
filed.
the fuck up.
You're
When
a
it is
failed
filed.
activist.
Don't
Give it
be
up.
talking about your future
Give it up.
lawsuit.
I'll tell you what.
You're a
When I
lawyer?
carry do a field sobriety test.
You're a failed
Let's go get
activist.
let's go get the fucking cop. Let's go see what you were doing, sitting there smoking and dabbing right before we came in.
What did I was smoking?
What an activist move.
I know. What?
Let's find out if you're able to drive.
Yeah.
What a good.
Good way to take
He
care of
likes
cannabis
raps.
patients.
You like raps, don't you?
You're the one with the rat dog.
I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm from the Asbury Park Press.
Absolutely.
I'm real media. Can I grab your names? I shot your picture getting a selfie.
My name is Mike.
M-I-K-E?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll spell the last name.
V-I-N?
VIN
T-Z-I.
TZI LEOS.
L-E-O-S. And what town are you from, Mike?
North Plainfield.
North Plainfield.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I have a shitty podcast to bamboozle teenagers.
And you, sir?
Edward Lefty Grimes.
Edward Lefty. Well, I gotta make sure I get this
Lefty
right.
Grimes.
Best cannabis activist in the state.
Oh, thanks. Shucks.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, so good that he gets
Go
people,
right across the street,
he
man.
takes away people's rights to smoke at the beach.
This is what a good activist looks like. This is what a
This
failed
is
activist.
this is a failed activist
Yeah.
over here.
All right.
That's
What's
a failed
your last name, Lefty?
Grimes.
Mr. Drug Dealer
We're
right
talking to a
here.
Town are
news
you
reporter.
from?
Stop.
Yeah, we're trying to be a professional here.
This is what professionals
This is what adults do.
Yeah, this is what
Yeah.
adults do, right?
What town are you from?
I'm from Bayonne.
Bayonne.
Good old Bayonne.
They use a
Thank you, gentlemen.
wheelchair as a prop,
You as well.
and they come in with luchador masks.
Thank you very
That's what professionals do, huh?
Well,
I mean, it's Englishtown. It's like
we go to a lot of towns.
Yeah, we've been to hundreds
right?
of council
The
meetings.
reason why I came here is because John Cohen, who's the borough attorney, he just recently filed a lawsuit against Richard Gonzalez. Richard Gonzalez is from Dover. We went to Dover recently. We've been there since December when Lefty went, had his rights violated, so he kept showing up.
Yeah.
Over some issues with Mayor Dodd, who doesn't even live in town, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, right.
Whole nother story. So John Cohen is the one who filed the lawsuit on behalf of the township because Richard Gonzalez was apparently in breach of contract because part of the lawsuit said he wasn't able to speak out against the police department, the township, and he had made comments on Facebook and stuff, so they said it was a breach in contract. I mean, I spoke to John about it last time, and I spoke to him just now. He can't comment on it because of the litigation. So It is what it is. But Richard Gonzalez was a good man. He's a good man. He's a good man.
He is a good
and
man.
We do First Amendment, First Amendment activism. So I just believe that the whole point of that lawsuit was that they were trying to silence him, silence the whistleblower, make sure he never speaks out about it. Not really necessarily like compensate him, but don't ever speak about it. Don't ever badmouth the cops, don't ever badmouth the township and stuff like that. So I just think that was ultimately their goal, And I wouldn't have known about Richard Gonzalez had we not went into Dover and uncovered some things.
Yeah.
And Richard was one of the people who mentioned what he was going
Yeah,
through.
Dover has no wheelchair access, and they have 2 offices downstairs in the basement with no wheelchair access. It's like,
Yeah, so we go all over the
Yeah.
state.
Why couldn't you walk down the
I'm going to
steps
be in
that day,
Summit
Lefty,
next
when you're not in your
week
wheelchair?
because they're coming up with an ordinance that's $2,000
get around
fine
just
for homeless
fine,
people
huh?
and 90 days of jail. So I'm going to be at Summit next week. I'm going to address
Make
that
sure Dover
situation.
knows that when
I
you
try to go to
after that
towns
law.
where there is, just people who are vulnerable, who are being abused by, the system or what have you. We've done a lot of work in Edison lately. I don't know if you heard Edison story went national with the flag ban.
The flag ban?
We were at the core of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started that.
We're basically like.
you got a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part time though because it's just a meeting once in a while here and there. I call it part time work.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you,
Appreciate it,
gentlemen.
man.
You have a good night, brother.
You too.
Hey, failed activist. Hey, you're still here.
Yeah.
You're a failed activist.
Well, he's got his camera to point.
I know. He thinks he's important with the camera.
I'm important enough.
You're a failed activist. You're a failed activist. This is a failed activist. Let's get a failed activist selfie with this guy. He's a failed activist. He's a failed activist. He's a failed activist. He's a failed activist.
Where's your wheelchair today?
Where's your ketamine today?
Yeah, where's your meth?
No, where's your ketamine?
Where's your ketamine?
At
You did your
the
video?
No,
at the
yeah.
infusion center where I
Remember
get
when
it?
you made the YouTube video of you using ketamine?
No,
And then
I didn't make a YouTube video of me using
You
ketamine.
admitted it by the time
I
you
said
left.
that I said that I had some issues because I
You
just
made a video, Tom.
no,
You
I didn't make a
video.
video
made a
about that.
video.
You admitted to it. We all saw
You're
it.
so messed up. You don't even
Everybody
remember
I
your
go for
ketamine
fucking
videos.
ketamine infusions. Who cares?
You don't remember
Nobody
your
cares.
videos. Nobody
But what I'm
cares.
saying
You
is,
do, apparently.
because when you're filming talking about being on ketamine, and then you go around doing activism, you make us look bad. You make anybody
You
who
goes
can't.
around who in a 6-foot bong who doesn't know
And
anything.
I can only
has
make
some
myself look bad. So
Yeah.
why does that bother you?
shit because you take away people's rights.
You tyrants! You tyrant, you!
I take rights out of people like I'm taking things out of their pockets. Where are your rights? I'm coming for them all. Like, what is that all about?
Hey, cowards, you don't remember the memorandum that got sent out because of you two, all right, and the others that you're playing around with, dressed up as stormtroopers, going down to Seaside Heights, smoking bongs and everything around the boardwalk.
Maybe
thinking
if
that's
you ever did anything of value, then we would respond to it. But you're responding
Yeah.
to things in substance because you have none.
Yeah.
So you might not like it, but
taking
guess what?
away patients' rights.
Guess what? You're responding to it because there's substance there. Something you'll
There's
never.
no-
the only thing, the only
what
substance you
substance there
understand.
is?
The only
Losing?
substance you understand is stuff up your nose,
pills down your mouth.
No, that's his job.
Whatever you're boofing.
Whatever.
All right, that's his job. I don't sniff ketamine.
What do you
make
boof?
videos
What'd you
about
boof
being
there?
on ketamine.
No,
and
I
then
absolutely do not. You can go sit there and
and
go
then
pull it
and
out.
then your next video is doing a post office audit. Are you on ketamine when you're doing it? Why
No.
make the ketamine video?
I didn't make a
You
ketamine
admitted
video.
to it before we left your house when Crystal humiliated you for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, when you were
I-
Christo's
he
bitch,
didn't
remember?
Crystal humiliated you for 3 hours
When
straight.
you were Christo's bitch,
right?
remember?
And when we left, Don, you said you are welcome to come back anytime. I told him immediately. I was like, yo, this dude, Crystal treated him like shit for 3 hours, and then he actually said, yeah, come back anytime you want. I actually felt bad for that kind of like level of loneliness, to be honest.
First of
Super
all, I
lonely.
said that to you,
Super
not him.
lonely.
Second of all, I kicked him out of my
Super
house.
lonely.
And
Guess
you
what?
left with him.
Christo stood him up. Christo stood you up! See you later, bro.
We'll go have a little talk.
What does that mean? What does that
You
mean?
know exactly what that means.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
I'll do it with both of you.
What does it mean? You gonna do it with both of us? Do
right.
what with both of us?
You know exactly.
Do what? What are you gonna do with both of us?
Come on, you know.
Tell me what you're gonna do with both of us.
I'm not going to say it.
Tell
coward.
me.
I'm not going to say drug dealer.
Tell me what you're gonna do to both
Okay,
of
drug
us.
dealer.
You just man Christo stood you up
think you're
like a
important to
bitch.
get your little
He treated you like a
medical
bitch
verification?
again. You're his bitch, and he'll go back for more. He's gonna go back for more.
Let's get your address.
He's gonna go back for more.
I even put up with that for 3 hours. I would never let someone speak to me like that in my house. Don't you have any character?
Do you not
Why would
understand?
you let someone like speak like that to you in your house like that?
Why did you give him cocaine to sit there and snort in my fucking house? Let's get to the bottom of it. Or whatever the fuck he was snorting, because he sure as hell didn't get it from me. All right.
Do you realize what you just did right now? You just brought up drugs because you have a guilty conscience, motherfucker. The drugs that he was snorting,
Yeah.
whatever he was taking, you gave him.
Absolutely not.
You told him to leave them, and he said, I paid for them.
That's how
Said
messed up you
whatever the
are.
hell what he was
That's
sniffing.
how fucked
That's how
up
fucked up you are on
At least
ketamine.
I own up to who I am. You don't have the balls.
He didn't pay me
You
shit
don't
for
have,
anything because I didn't sell anything.
motherfucker. You can lie for the camera. You can do whatever you want.
Whatever.
But you're the fakest motherfucker.
Whatever
right?
it was, he got it from you because
listen,
why did you keep on
listen,
giving him?
I have
Why did you
sympathy.
keep on giving him
I
money
have
to
sympathy
fucking roll
for
up and
drug
sniff?
users, right?
Yeah.
But the same way that you sat here in the parking lot and said you don't have sympathy for drug dealers, I watched you sell him drugs. That same night. What if he died, you dumb motherfucker? But you want to go in there and you want to talk about him selling
he
drugs in
would've-
a past
yeah.
life? Motherfucker, you sold him drugs 3 months ago.
I didn't. Absolutely did not.
You are a piece of shit for
Never
lying.
sold anybody anything.
You're a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
You really, at least I own up to who I am.
Christo stood you
At least
up.
I own up to
Christo
who I
stood
am.
you up. Ha ha ha
I
ha ha.
wanted to take your comment for that.
Christo
I
stood
watched
you
you just
up.
come up with
You're
something
a
that you
little
got. I'm nothing.
bitch.
Then go away.
You're a little
want you there.
bitch. Christo
I want to
stood
sit
you
here.
up.
I'll stand here and mind my own
Christo
business.
stood
Well, you can
you
film us while we
up.
go in there and like smoke weed. That's really
Christo
strange.
stood you up.
You're gonna go in there and smoke
You're
weed,
a
huh?
little
Just go away.
bitch.
No. I'm gonna hang out.
Something to do. I get it. When you're that lonely.
Yeah, he's lonely.
No.
He's lonely. Christo stood him up.
I just gotta make
What's he
it
gonna do now?
When you're that lonely,
His-
yeah. Why not film two men
I
smoking weed?
got somebody waiting for me. All I gotta do is make a phone call. 20 minutes
All right.
later, I'm caged.
Hope you like getting publicly embarrassed tonight.
Oh my god. What the fuck? This fucking guy is too much.
The best part about all that, he has pork press.
Right in the middle of it.
middle of it all. Like, just literally.
Holy shit.
That was just.
I think he was recording too. I think he was audio
He was at
recording.
first. It worked, yeah. That was literally like one of the funniest fucking meetings ever.
Let's go take a ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Out of here.
Are you blocking me from leaving? Are you blocking me from leaving? Are you blocking me from leaving?
Make sure your dog's
It looks
not
like
in the
you're
way.
blocking me from leaving.
Don, make sure your dog's not in the way of the car.
Are you holding us hostage? No. Are you holding us hostage?
Just make sure the dog's not in the way of the car because we're leaving.
Are you stopping us from leaving?
No, I'm just sitting here watching.
I need to get out. Can I get out?
Oh, coward. Come on, coward. Let's go someplace.
Cristo stood you
Just
up.
you and I.
Cristo
Cristo has nothing
stood
to do
you
with it.
up. You're a little bitch. Cristo stood you up.
I'm more excited.
Yeah, I want to see your video.
I
I can't wait to
can't-
see that video.
I
I'm going to
can't
use your
hear
video.
you over
I'm
him.
taking clips from your video.
I'm gonna clip like 20 clips from that shit on his.
Cristo stood. Get your hand off my car. Get your hand off my car. Cristo stood you up. Cristo stood you up.
Why do you think Cristo has anything to do with
Cristo
this?
stood you
Look,
up.
oh wait, there's dabs on your
You're
fucking
breaking
thing.
the breach of the car. You're
Wow,
in his property.
you're in my
You're
car.
His property. He doesn't want you in his property.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
It's not about do something. I'm
Do
trying to
something
explain to you
about it.
law. I'm trying to explain
Do
to you
something
law.
about it.
Something you have.
You are
Do
Cristo's
something about
bitch.
it.
You are Cristo's
Do something about
bitch.
it.
You are Cristo's bitch.
Go sell him more drugs.
Yeah, right.
You know what's crazy too? You know me. Every single thing I just said to him, 100% true. Everything that he denied, 100%.